Learn English through story. The echo of choices. In a sprawling metropolis, there was a man named Michael who was widely admired for his sharp business acumen. He was the CEO of a major corporation, a title that came with both power and prestige. Michael had spent decades climbing the corporate ladder, driven by an insatiable ambition and a belief that success was the key to happiness. His office, perched high above the city, was a symbol of his achievements. But despite his outward success, Michael felt a growing emptiness inside. His relentless focus on work had cost him his health, strained his relationships, and left him feeling disconnected from the world around him. The more he achieved, the more he realized that his pursuit of success had come at the expense of true fulfillment. One evening, while walking home from his office, Michael passed by an old, dilapidated bookstore that had always seemed out of place among the sleek, modern buildings. On a whim, he decided to enter. Inside, the store was a treasure trove of forgotten volumes and dusty tomes. As he wandered through the narrow aisles, his eyes fell upon a book with a faded cover titled The Echo of Choices. Intrigued, Michael picked it up and began to leaf through its pages. The book was filled with stories and reflections on the choices people make in life and their consequences. One story, in particular, caught his attention: a parable about a man who had to choose between two paths, each leading to different outcomes. The parable told of a man named Elias who stood at a crossroads in his life. One path led to a life of material wealth and high status, but it was fraught with challenges and sacrifices. The other path led to a life of modest means and personal fulfillment, with the promise of deep connections and inner peace. Elias could only choose one path, and once chosen, he could never turn back. Elias, driven by ambition and the allure of power, chose the path of wealth and status. He gained everything he had ever desired but lost touch with his loved ones and his own sense of self. Despite his success, he felt a profound emptiness that no amount of wealth could fill. One day, as he stood alone in his grand mansion, he realized that his choices had led him to a life devoid of meaning. The story struck a chord with Michael. He saw parallels between Elias's life and his own. Michael had achieved great success, but at what cost? He had sacrificed his health, neglected his family, and lost sight of what truly mattered. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that his pursuit of success had left him isolated and unfulfilled. Determined to make a change, Michael decided to reflect on his own life and choices. He began by taking small steps to reconnect with the aspects of life he had neglected. He started by setting aside time for his health, incorporating exercise and balanced meals into his routine. He reached out to his estranged family, making an effort to rebuild relationships that had faded over the years. He also began to volunteer at local charities, finding joy in contributing to causes that mattered to him. As Michael made these changes, he discovered a profound sense of fulfillment. He realized that true happiness came not from the accolades and material success he had once chased but from the simple, meaningful connections he had nurtured and the personal growth he had achieved. One day, while reflecting on his journey, Michael returned to the bookstore and found the owner, an elderly woman named Clara. He thanked her for the book and shared how it had impacted his life. Claire smiled warmly. "I'm glad it helped you. Many people are caught in the trap of seeking more, believing it will bring them happiness. But the true measure of a life well lived is not found in material wealth or status but in the choices we make and the impact we have on others. Michael nodded in agreement. I've learned that true fulfillment comes from living in alignment with my values and making choices that enrich my life and the lives of those around me. Clara's eyes twinkled with understanding. Remember, every choice you make echoes through your life. Choose with intention, and let your actions reflect the person you aspire to be. With these words in mind, Michael continued to embrace his newfound perspective. He remained committed to his career but balanced it with a focus on personal well-being and meaningful relationships. He learned to appreciate the small moments and found joy in the connections he had re-established. Years later, as he looked back on his life, Michael realized that the changes he had made had transformed his sense of fulfillment. He had achieved a balance between professional success and personal happiness, finding meaning in the choices he had made and the relationships he had nurtured. The echo of his choices had shaped his life in ways he had never anticipated. Michael understood that while success and status were valuable, they were not the sole sources of happiness. True fulfillment came from living authentically, making choices that aligned with his values, and positively impacting the lives of others. In the end, Michael's story was not just about achieving success but about discovering the deeper meaning that lay beyond it. He had learned that the true essence of a well-lived life was found in the echoes of his choices and the way they resonated through his relationships, his personal growth, and the positive impact he had on the world around him. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed, then please like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.